But let me tell you who normally is it right now. Because it's Cyraxx. We've been ignoring Cyraxx for so long. So long. Like, I want to make videos on him. Everyone else does, but we can't. YouTube doesn't like us making videos on Cyraxx, so we ignore it. But right now, everybody, Cyraxx is peak. He's peak again. Like, after Marty passed, rest in peace to the Drift King, his jersey was lifted into the rafters. Cyraxx has came back, delusional as ever. So if you're not caught up with Cyraxx, you haven't been watching, let me give you a quick rundown of what's going on at the moment. So, of course, Marty passed, and Cyraxx just still doesn't believe it. Cyraxx doesn't believe Marty's dead for some reason, and it's like mildly understandable, right, chat? Because he's been trolled so long, like, he probably wouldn't believe it, and Cyraxx isn't the smartest person in the world, so it's going to be hard to convince him. But it's true this time, and you would think that he would see this as like a huge win, but he can't wrap his mind around it, because if Marty's gone, right, chat, then Cyraxx has nothing in this world anymore. He can't say, well, I'm no longer like a successful rapper because of Marty. I'm not a famous actor because of Marty. He can't say that anymore. So, like, I think it's like in his mind that if he actually admits it, he's actually admitting he's a failure. So Cyraxx has been dating this girl named Kira. No, it's Kira. And don't think it's not lost on me that is the exact same name as as what's his name? L or Light? Yeah, Light from Death Note. That's like a serial killer name. So it plays into this a little bit. It kind of made me think she was a troll, but apparently Cyraxx has known this girl for 13 years, and she only has one arm, and I do remember Cyraxx dating someone in the past who only had one arm. Now, I can't remember if this was the same girl or not, but it might be. Akira dumped him, and now Cyraxx is trying to take her kid away from her, because that's what every reasonable adult does. Your girlfriend breaks up with you, so you do what? You say, I'm going to take your kid away from you, right? Yeah, that's what we all do. I know people are being mean when they say Cyraxx isn't a human, right? But he literally has, like, no human emotions except blistering rage.
Oh, Jerry. Because you're defending a bad mother. Put her own kid in danger. Because, see, Kira got with a known-ass drug addict. She got with a meth drugs or hurt or something bad. Would agree with what I'm saying. She put her son in direct danger.
Everybody be gangsta until Gollum threatens to take your kid. Like, guys, isn't this literally like a folklore? Isn't that what you would call it? Like, this is something people would be telling their kids at late at night because they won't go to bed. Oh, if you don't go to sleep past 11 o'clock, the Akron Goblin will come into your room at night and take you away, take you off to train as the next Crooked Eye Samurai of Akron, Ohio. Do you really want that? And they just show him a picture of Cyraxx, and that kid will never stay up past 11 at night. A folklore. Okay, yes. This is exactly it. Like, whenever I have kids and they won't go to bed, I'm never going to show them a thing about Cyraxx. If they ask me what I've done in my life, I don't know if I can show them. But what I will do is I'll keep a handy dandy picture of Cyraxx just to scare them off to bed.
You can defend that all you want, but everybody else knows the real truth, Jerry. And Pusher, let me ask something, bro. And yo, Sean, Pusher, let me ask you guys something. Now, I don't know if you guys are parents yourselves. If you are, I'm super happy for you. But I got a question for you too. If your significant others, like if your significant other has a kid and they leave you for a druggie, does that not by default, because of everything that druggies do and that whole lifestyle that goes with that, does that not directly and inadvertently and by default put your child in imminent danger because of the shit that goes on with being a drug addict? Does that not put your child in a certain position of being in danger?
Yes, Cyraxx, it totally does put them in a certain position of being in danger. Cyraxx, you want to take that you want to take that son away from her mom, not because he's a drug addict. You really don't care about that. You're mad because, like, she left you and she got with some other dude. Yes, she shouldn't be with a drug addict. No way about it. But do you guys know who she's trying to take him away from? Oh, excuse me. Do you know who Cyraxx is trying to take that kid away from and give him to? To her ex-boyfriend who beat her. This is a one-armed woman who this dude was like attacking.
That is very true, Pusher. That's very true. But, as I said, by default, Callum, her biological son, who, for me, was a son to me, because I helped raise him his entire life. So yes, he might not be my son by blood, but I will always view that boy as my son, because I helped raise him when his biological father was never around.
This kills me. This absolutely kills me, guys. You guys know I cover lolcows. Like, the lolcows do not make me mad. Like, it's so rare that I actually get upset with these idiots, because I'm used to them being idiots. It normally doesn't faze me. But when Cyraxx is saying something like that, it absolutely drives me crazy. You guys know the extent of what he's done. He has been on a Discord call with him. This kid is 5 years old. The chances of him remembering that, slim to none. The next thing that could come from it is him being absolutely horrified of what he is staring at. Could you imagine being 5 years old and looking at that? I was in my 20s when I first saw Cyraxx, and I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. That guy's crazy looking. I'm not going to watch those videos. And then I finally clicked on one of Smokey's videos, and I was like, hey, this guy's crazy. Like, just because he looks wild doesn't mean people are messing with him because of his looks. Like, Cyraxx is actually awful. So when it comes to him doing things like this, that's when Cyraxx actually gets under my skin, because he's not doing it because he cares for this child. He doesn't care at all. He literally just wants that kid in his house for whatever reason. Like, you guys can come up with your own theory. We probably all know, but like, he literally just wants to have that kid in his house for some odd reason. He can't take care of it. He can't feed it. He can't clothe it, but he wants him. It's crazy. It's weird.
I did everything I could from my end to help raise him. So don't you care that I'm a bad person for putting our kid in danger. Because see, by you supporting and by you defending Kira, by saying that she's not a bad parent for doing drugs with her kid, yes, she is.
No one's saying
because
that.
Let me tell you right now.
No one's saying that.
If Callum was in my care, if I was able to raise Callum, he wouldn't be in any kind of danger at all.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. He would be in supreme danger. The most danger. That kid is living in a homeless shelter with a drug addict and a mom who can't really defend him at all. And he would be in far more danger locked in your attic with you, Cyraxx. Like, everyone in this chat, everyone who's watched this video by themselves knows that. Like, he's in terrible danger with you. And this is a little bit of a sidetrack, but I don't know if he's going to bring it up, so I gotta say it right now. If you guys watched my last Cyraxx video, you guys know that Cyraxx packed his bags to take a 13-day walk to wherever this girl lives. I thought Kira lived in Ohio because, well, Cyraxx apparently knew her, but I guess she lives 2 states away. I'm not sure where. I didn't get that information. But Cyraxx was going to walk 2 states away to go see this woman, to go live with her. Where was Cyraxx going to live? They're in a homeless shelter. Cyraxx was planning on walking away from his house, where all of his needs are taken care of, hand and foot by Sally. Literally far more than the woman wipes him, guys. And he was prepared to take a 13-day walk to live in a homeless shelter. This is the kind of, like, intellect we're dealing with right here. And he wants to, like, bring this kid in with him. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I will be raising him properly, making sure he goes to school, making sure he does the shit that he needs to do. And
bro, they would both be teaching each other how to clean themselves properly. Like, what? Neither of them know it. Like, how are you going to feed a kid when you don't have any money? It just doesn't work out.
I sure wouldn't allow any kind of drug use around him. Doing drugs, whether it's around him or in the same house, guess what? They get thrown out. Because that's what a good, decent parent does. A decent parent does not allow any kind of drug use around their kid. Now, this weed, that's one thing entirely.
Sally does drugs and Ed does drugs.
Weed's not a drug. Not like a lot of people seem to think it is. Now, do I smoke myself? No, but I do support it. I have friends and family that do
thank God
smoke,
for that, Cyraxx. You just made weed like instantly way less.
But when it comes to the hard shit, like all the heavy shit, get that shit out of here. I'm sorry, but if you get together with a drug addict, you by default are a drug addict.
I don't think that's how it works, Cyraxx, but sure.
For drugs to get with a drug addict.
Do you guys know all of those stories where, like, a guy or a girl has the love of their life and all of a sudden they get on drugs and, like, just ruin everything, ruin the relationship, ruin the family? Well, it turns out if you happen to go through that situation and you suffered heavily from it, well, it's actually your fault too, because you was a drug addict all along and your kids need to be taken away from you.
Friends to drug overdoses. And I've watched several more for selling and distribution of drug use. So I think I would know a little bit more than you do. I've lost 2 best friends to ODs from drugs, and several of my other friends are sitting in prison right now because they decided to sell the hard shit. You clearly don't know what they're talking about. You clearly have no idea what you're talking about, Jerry. Oh, trust me, Jacob. I got plenty of decent friends that are not on that shit, bro. I have plenty of good friends that aren't doing shit like that. But Jerry, what you need to realize is the moment that Kira left me and got with that drug addict, she immediately put her son in immediate danger. In my room, he just doesn't come up here very often, that's all. My dog is allowed in my room, he just doesn't come up here that often. Because his bed and everything's downstairs and that's where he likes to be, so he's allowed to be up here anytime he wants, he just chooses not to. Not my fault. That's just how my dog is.
So I think most people here probably had a dog in their life, right? What does your dog do when you're just sitting and lazing around? They come up and laze around with you. Like, dogs love the laziest person in the house because that's who they're chilling with most of the time. Now, who do you think is in the house a majority of the time, and who's just lazing about? Well, that would be Cyraxx. 24/7 he's there, doing nothing, just sitting around. So you would think that the dog would chill there a lot, right? No. The dog doesn't go anywhere near him. It doesn't like him. It has nothing to do with him. And it's not even like Sally. Like the dog the dog himself chooses not to go up there. And Sally now has decided to say that he can't go up there either, like it's against the rules. What did Cyraxx do, right? We all know about all of Cyraxx's past, at least we think we do. The crazy thing about Cyraxx is that no matter how much we think we know about him, there's always more. But this is the one story that hasn't been told that will just destroy everything when it comes out. This is the one story we've missed. What did he do? We don't know. We don't know. But we will one day because it's Cyraxx. And that's all that matters.
He prefers downstairs over upstairs. But like I said, Jerry, the very second that Kira chose that drug addicted over a stable relationship with me and somebody who wanted to be a dad to her son, somebody who was proud to be a dad, somebody who enjoyed living a normal life of peace and being a dad, somebody who actually enjoyed that shit. The minute that she did that, she put her child in danger of being taken by the state. Because do you really think CPS is just going to stand by and let her do drugs right there with her kid? No. They're going to take that child, especially after they find out. And, oh.
If this was Marty's stream, we would have just got banned. Just right then and there, because we
would
have got flashed.
Jerry,
you guys would have seen me in this stream so fast.
About me ignoring the holes.
Normally the camera can't fall like that.
About your snarky little... About me ignoring the trolls. Sorry to say, it's not that simple for me. Ask Shane, he'll tell you. I don't have it that easy. I would love to be able to ignore the troll. This is me being the honest that a lot of people don't want. They don't want to see rage out, get mad, do this, fake that. They don't want to see the real me that notices everything, that sees the shit that goes on. They don't want to see that side of me. Maybe I should put on. Like how the troll community is running a scam to make money off of my back. Which is true. These trolls are out here running a scam, running a lie to make money off of my back. Why would they continuously... Why would they continue videos and re-upload them on my music? Why? They want money. They're using me to make money. But as for you, Jerry, you can... Because by you supporting a druggie, that puts you at question. That puts your integrity in question. I mean, by you supporting Kira and watching, by you defending her, you are supporting one thing. I will thank you for taking Kira from me. Because by doing that, you showed me what kind of a she really is and how toxic she really was. I will give you thanks for that one thing. The only thing I will ever thank you for. Because by you getting her away from me, that allowed me to sit back and look and see how toxic she really was. That is the only time you will ever get thanks from me. But me, I survived these last 8 years because I don't know the meaning of the words I quit.
Cyraxx, and I hate to break it to you, but all of us here have heard you utter the words I quit. In fact, I think it was the words I give, please forgive me, I beg of you, get off of me, you're the king. Those might have been like in succession, I might have got it, but he said all of those words to Marty, so I'm just gonna say he's lying right there.
I survived these last 8 years like a goddamn boss. Yes, there may have been some times where I've had meltdowns. There may have been some times where I've lost my shit. There may have been times where I tried to because of these people. But you know what? I stayed strong through it all. I stood tall. And I'm back. I'm back to the me that I was before all this shit started. Cause see, unlike you, Jerry, I know what I'm talking about. But you, Jerry, you wouldn't last 2 goddamn seconds dealing with what I've dealt with.
Have you guys noticed he's been talking about this Jerry guy? And I haven't mentioned it once because it's so irrelevant. It doesn't even matter who Cyraxx is yelling at the moment because it's just some troll, some random guy, and we all know he's just yelling at him because he wants to take this kid away from Kira for some reason. So it's just absolutely irrelevant. Most of the people in Chance's life you don't even know about. It's literally just the main trolls because that's who you assume they are after a minute.
And to Pusher and Sean. Do you, like, I know you guys have your reserves against me and shut that. I get that, bro. I get that. But just as in general thing, even you two have to admit that I have been through more hell than anybody else on the face of this earth. I have gone through shit.
Yeah, because you put yourself through it. Like, I'll admit that. He's probably has.
And would.
But you put yourself through it, dummy boy.
I have been through more dark shit than most people should have to deal with. I am pure hell and back, Jerry. But clearly, you don't get that concept. But you, Jerry, year. I have been through more hell than you yourself could ever imagine. So don't talk to me about ignoring the trolls. Some of us, it ain't that easy. We ain't got it like you got it. We don't have it like you have it. Not all of us have the luxury of getting a regular job, of hanging out with friends, of being able to ignore the trolls entirely. You clearly have no idea of the words you speak. You're talking to someone that's been on social media for over a decade. You're talking to somebody who has merchandise in stores all around the world, who is currently what that I've actually done. And aren't you yourself a former drug addict? Well, people should tell. So, what's up with that, Jerry? You sit here talking about, oh, drugs aren't that addictive right off bat. How are drugs not addictive right off bat? Huh? How is it not that addictive right off bat? Clearly it is. And clearly Kira is addicted to drugs. Right off bat. So Jerry, next time you actually try to, and what I'm saying is what I'm saying is the truth, get your facts straight first. Because clearly you ain't got your facts straight. You ain't got straight. Thinking you know the facts, analyze the situation as a whole and put yourself in their position before judging. Put yourself in their position before you judge anybody. Clearly, you don't know the situation like you think.
All of us know the situation. All of us, like, kind of keep up with Cyraxx. I mean, I assume some of you, like me, like, dropped off for a little bit, kind of after the Anaconda Sins arc. But we keep up for the most part. And we know, Cyraxx, that you are in the wrong, like, 99.9.9999% of the time. I can't even think of the time you was at that 0.1%. I've never seen it. But, you know, maybe it happens on the off chance. But you are one of the biggest scum on the internet. Most people, if they came across you, right, they would feel bad for you. Like, it's literally like he says, people should feel bad for him the way he looks. And they would. They totally would. They'd give him the benefit of the doubt every single time. But all they got to do is listen to Cyraxx for not even a minute, not even two, and they realize what kind of person they're dealing with. So he's just lost everybody. Cyraxx is one of the biggest lolcows on the internet. Who's left? Who's left? He's got millions, like, people have million plus view videos on Rax. No one is going to not recognize who he is. And when you look up his name, they're going to see, like, people like mine, Smokey's, Saturated, Lemur's videos on him. And then they're going to, like, at first, they might think we're just hating on him, right? But then they'll probably realize that we're not being too mean. Like, we're actually just telling the truth and what's going on in the situation. And yeah, maybe sometimes the jokes are a little too mean, but come on. Like, the stuff Cyraxx and most of these lolcows do, they earned it. They definitely earned it.